Hi, welcome back. I'm Paul Fogarty. I blog as the Aperitif Guy, and I've got with me today my beloved partner Graham and my stepson Matt and his partner Kate. We're going to be tasting our way through a selection of vermouths, and they're all going to be ones that you might not know, which is going to be the great positive about tonight. So I've sent Matt and Kate some samples, and we've all got our glasses ready. So we're going to start with this one. Let me show you the bottle. This is made by a company called Longitude. It's based in Amsterdam. So this is a Dutch vermouth. Longitude, I think, a fantastic company. What they've done is they've created vermouths inspired by the spices that came into the Netherlands from the outposts of their empire. And so each glass of each bottle is named after one of the ports, one of the colonies, and the longitude reference for that port. It's very different from what you might expect of a vermouth. So I'm going to pour myself a glass. And the first thing I'd want to draw your attention to is that lovely pink colour. And the colour it's showing up on the screen is the natural colour of that. So have you got your glass poured of number one?
Number one, okay. Open it.
Oh yeah, we should have opened these before we started recording.
Oh.
I tried to open that one already and I couldn't, so I thought I'd wait for you. That's how far I got with that problem.
Okay.
Glass is poured.
And I spill a bit of that.
Has he been fair in his pouring? Okay.
Smells incredible.
So nice and clear. Admire the colour, which I think is lovely. This is a really summery one, really. And just have a smell. Tell me what you can smell.
Right.
Smells fruity.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, what do you think? Mr. Nose.
Having a smell, having a whiff.
Are we allowed to drink it yet?
Raspberries,
No, just tell me what you can smell first.
raspberries, maybe.
Graham thinks raspberries, so we're talking red fruits.
I want to say
blueberries.
slows. I want to say slow.
So we're talking those kind of interesting sharp fruits, aren't we? Have a taste.
Sorry, excuse the cat.
Hello, Jax.
Oh, that's nice.
You like that?
It's a little bit
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sloe gin.
Yeah. It has that same astringency as sloe gin, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely that.
Any guesses at what might be the flavours in there? The flavourings?
Hmm.
I want to say like orange pith or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe
Some kind of bitterness, bit of fruit.
It's got
in
some
there.
bitterness in there, yeah.
Maybe grapefruit or something. One of those bitter flavours.
yeah, maybe like a grapefruit or like a raspberry and blood orange.
Blood orange is a good shout, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, blood orange, I can get that.
Mm.
Well, I am told, according to the list, KN,
Oh,
which you might feel, the finish on there has a warming effect beyond the alcohol. And I
my first
suspect
alcoholic
that's
drink of
from
the day.
KN.
So
Cocoa, vanilla, and annatto, which I think is probably responsible for the colour, really. I think those fruits that we could taste are probably from the grapes. It's got a Cabernet Cortis, Rondo, and something else that I can't pronounce in Dutch.
it's very tasty.
It is. All the spices are fair trade.
That's
Nice.
important.
That's good.
Yeah. The wine is actually grown in a Dutch vineyard.
It's lovely. That's really nice.
So that one, I would suggest, is best for drinking on its own. A couple of ice cubes, some warm weather.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What was you mentioned it has amato in it? What was amato?
Annatto. It's a
Annatto, sorry.
spice, but it's often used to give things a red flavour or an orange flavour. A red or an orange. The red and orange colour. I promise you, I've only had one sip of that. Well,
Right.
so your dad likes that one as well.
Nice.
You ready to move on to the next?
It really has got,
Yep.
I'm getting all warm. It has got a spiciness to it.
It's
It's really nice.
And you only notice the cayenne after you've swallowed the drink
Yeah.
because you assume that warming quality is the alcohol. And then you think, no, alcohol warmth doesn't last this long.
It's really nice. Love that.
I shall pass your comments on to Simon, who makes it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
please do. Our thanks, our gratitude.
That's one of about 5 that they make in various different flavours and colours and, depth of flavour. That apparently is their most popular.
See why? It's lovely.
Yeah. Okay,
Please,
so
samples, please feel free to send them.
have you got your bottle number 2 available?
Yep.
I'm just reaching down, make sure I get the right ones.
There they are.
So bottles 2, 3, and 4 are all English vermouths. They're all from London. So they're all made by Sacred Spirit. So you've got their full range of vermouths there. They're originally a gin company, but they've branched out into vermouths and other aperitifs. They're doing a really good job. So this one, don't taste it just yet.
No, we're just smelling.
So let's pour a glass. It's a nice amber colour. It's kind of gold going on amber.
It's a lovely colour, that.
Let me.
Wow.
There you go.
Mm.
And go on. What can you smell?
That's really different. That's
Honey?
Ooh, wow.
funny, yeah. Like peaches or some kind of really rich fruit, pineapple-y peach, some kind of sweet, gooey fruit.
But I'm getting
Raisins or currants. Currants is probably a good shout.
So Graham
What did
thinks there may
Graham
be
say?
cumin in it. Let me just check the label, see if it actually tells me what's in it.
I want to drink it.
Not yet. Okay. So, as well as the wine has come from, I think it's 3 Quires, isn't it? Maybe English wines.
Fruit, I'm getting the pineapple.
Yeah. So the wine is made by 3 Quires Vineyard in Gloucestershire. And then it's been fortified and flavoured by Sacred Spirit. So I can't see any reference to cumin, Graham. But
It does smell a bit spicy though.
Yeah, it does. I'm trying to place it. I can't think of what it is.
Turmeric, maybe?
does have citrus peel in there. So whoever said citrus peel, it's oranges.
Sorry,
I
I
can
got carried
see
away.
you, Miss McMahon.
I just completely forgot what I was doing, and then before I knew it, I was drinking it.
It's got thyme in there, which I think is really strong on the nose. You can really smell that thyme. The herb that you would not have spotted, because you're probably not familiar with it, is wormwood.
Oh,
Okay.
And if you have a drink, wormwood is what's making it very bitter.
yeah. That's complete contrast, isn't it?
Very different to number 1.
It is. So this one, as well as the wormwood, it's got
Wow.
thyme in there. It's got citrus peel, stone fruits. So did you say melon or
Peach,
something
he said.
exotic?
Peach.
Probably peach, yeah. Stone fruits, so something peachy in there.
That tastes nothing like it smells.
I'd want that with something added.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
taste like
Definitely a
honey.
mixer one.
It definitely doesn't taste like honey.
So when I spoke to Hilary at Sacred the other week, and I commented on how bitter it is, and she says, well, it's probably not intended for drinking neat.
Yeah, I'd actually really like that with a.
She says
a
they
long...
do have some customers who drink it neat. So keep hold of it. Have you got your mixers available?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
What would you recommend?
I'm going to make a dry martini with it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I can see that working.
Tell us what we
I like
need.
martinis.
The glamorous assistant is approving.
So is our glamorous assistant.
Jack.
So there we go. That's very roughly 1 part to 5.
Oh, it smells
One
like
part.
a martini.
1 part gin, 5 vermouth.
No.
No.
Other way.
No, tonic or something. It's a long drink, isn't it?
What, a martini?
No, it's just booze.
It's just, are we just going to add gin to
Just gin and
that?
vermouth, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
God.
what I suggest you do,
That's nice, really nice.
Quite a lot
It's-
there. That's going to be a
keep-
massive martini.
keep hold of one. Well, you don't have to
Yeah.
drink it all. So what I
Don't be
suggest you do is
daft.
put some aside because I've another suggestion as well as the martini.
Okay.
I'll pour that back into its original
We can use
container
mine.
then.
Mine's here.
So if I pour that one in to keep for later,
Okay.
and then we'll mix
That
yours
wasn't a
with...
bad guess, was it?
Oh, that's pretty good.
For doing it by eye.
Make a tiny... Yeah, put that in there and then make a tiny one.
Yeah.
So 5 parts gin,
Otherwise, we're going to
1 part that.
have a large glass of gin.
Yeah. And then share your martini because you're not sorry, my ice has just fallen in the glass.
With ice?
In fact, I
Yeah.
should really have chilled that.
Could we put some ice in it?
So give it a stir with some ice in there and then take the ice out. Try it cold, Graham.
Yeah. Woo!
I think that makes a really nice martini. I think the bitterness comes into its own once you've got the gin in there.
Yeah, that's nice. Works.
That tastes like something that I would drink when I was round at yours. In the best way.
I don't know what you're suggesting, Kate. The other thing you can do with it, again, what Hilary suggested, mix it with, so the other glass you've got,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of ice cubes in, and top up with one of your mixers.
I would say ginger with this. You reckon? 'Cause it's
I think
bitter
ginger,
anyway.
yeah.
I've
Ginger
tried it
is
with
sweet.
both, and I like it with both.
Did you say ginger?
Yeah,
I can
Yeah,
see
ginger
it.
ale, yeah.
It's quite. It's warm, isn't it?
yeah. Hilary suggested with ginger ale, so you're good with the ginger. Because I'm tight-fisted and couldn't be bothered buying another bottle of ginger today, I'm going to mix it with tonic water.
That's nice. That's really nice with ginger.
That makes a longer drink, and with the
Wow.
sweetness in the ginger ale, it overcomes the bitterness of the wormwood in there.
That balances really nicely, actually.
Mhm.
Is that the martini thing, but you just put tonic in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was
Oh,
drinking the other night.
So you've added tonic to the martini?
No,
Oh, that's
I've added tonic to the vermouth.
a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Obviously, with tonic water being bitter, it doesn't cover the bitterness the way that ginger ale does.
But it's a different type of bitterness,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it's very refreshing.
Mm, I agree with that.
It would,
Mm,
you would,
really like that.
I think you would sip at the martini,
Mm-hmm.
but that you can, with the mixer, you can drink it quite swiftly, really, can't you? Which makes it dangerous.
Which gin are you using for your martini? Because I think I'm using Bombay, and I think it's a bit much for it. To be honest, it was a bit overpowering. But what are you using, Tanqueray?
Marks and Spencers.
Fine. Great.
My usual gin these days, if I'm making a martini, if I was making a good quality martini for guests, I'd want to use Mason's.
Yeah.
But this wasn't really a what's the word? I'm not showing off to anybody tonight. You can't taste it. I'm drinking it on my own, so it really doesn't matter which gin I've used. So I reached for the gin that was nearest to me hand in the cupboard. I'm not a fan of Bombay in a martini. I think Bombay Sapphire, we're going slightly off piste here, but I think Bombay Sapphire has a really complex set of flavors in there.
Already, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's best treated simply and just add a really straightforward tonic to it to enjoy all of those levels of flavor in the gin. I think when you mix a martini, you need to taste the levels of flavor in the vermouth, and so you want a really clean, simple gin.
Mhm.
And that's why I generally use Tanqueray or Masons.
Mhm.
Nice.
So yeah, so those are those. Oh, you see, I'm smelling that, and I'm now craving anchovy toasts and stuffed olives and
Yeah, I was
I like Nigella now.
Yeah.
or some cashews. I was thinking.
possibly with the longer one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when lockdown's over, feel free to bring any of those treats round whenever you
I
like.
was thinking
We will.
I was thinking you'd bring them to us. Okay, are you ready for another, or do you want to finish
Yeah.
those first?
No, it's okay. You go ahead. We can go in and out, dip in and out.
Is that-
Okay. So, bottle number 3. Again, we're still with Sacred, and it's the amber vermouth. So it's slightly deeper in colour and a different set of herbs and spices in there.
Some water just to blend my palate.
Share the
So what I'm going to do,
But it's probably-
I've just poured another splash of the extra dry, so you can see the difference in colours.
Mm.
Yeah.
Big
So-
difference.
So the extra dry is much more gold, and the amber is, as its name suggests, much more amber. So again, what can
colour
we
of
smell?
like, it's got the colour of ale. It's like really, really golden.
Really
isn't it?
deep colour, isn't it?
Oh, that smells well nice. That's quite smoky.
Yeah, I want to say like in a nice way, like a really nice joint of smoked ham,
I see what you mean.
but like really like honey glazed.
So
Yeah.
meaty and honey and
Yeah. Maybe with one of those things stuffed in it. What's it called that you stick in gammon at Christmas?
Well, like cloves.
Cloves. A bit clovey.
Oh, that's really nice. That actually smells it.
I think
If
that's
I was
the smokiness.
blindfolded, I would have thought that was a red.
Yeah.
It's really like dark currants, like sultana-y, raisiny.
Raisins. I was just going to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
raisins.
It's lovely deep flavour, isn't it? According to the label, orange and vanilla are the things you should be noticing in there.
I definitely get the vanilla, that kind of like rich,
Yeah.
smoky headiness.
I wonder whether that smokiness is perhaps something like the orris root that's in there.
There you go.
There is still wormwood in that, but less than the extra dry.
Oh, that I really like.
I haven't tasted it yet. Taste it now.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
Mm.
So it's a sweeter one as well.
Oh wow, that's really sweet. That's almost like a sherry, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But it still has some acidity about it.
I'm still
We
wanting
think-
nuts with it.
Your mouth is watering once you've had a sip.
Yeah, it's nice.
So there's still some plenty. I think you're right. I think
Toast,
salted nuts, roasted almonds, things like that with that. Maybe as Kate, you kind of suggested, kind of Spanish ham and that sort of thing. You know.
I was
Yeah.
thinking like some kind of like nice, some nice hard cheese.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
That'd be really good. What I discovered the other day, and I haven't asked you to have some ready as a mixer, it mixes really well with sparkling wine.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I can see that.
I can
So-
see that too.
So we invented a cocktail with Junesford sparkling Pinot Gris, and this, and so we've named it after the owner's wife at Junesford. I'm sure she's part owner actually, but the mother of the family. So it's It's now called Wendy's Spritz.
Nice. Can I just have a look at the bottle again, please, Paul? Nice. I'm going to look that one up. I like that.
For people who are watching who are fans of Bond, you'll be aware of the cocktail that Bond invents in, I think it's Casino Royale, called a Vesper, which is a blend of gin and vermouth and Quina Lillet and vodka. And the problem with modern Lillet is that they reduced the caffeine, the quinine content. Sometime in the 1980s, when people wanted sweeter, less bitter drinks. Bitter drinks are now coming back in fashion, and nobody likes Quina Lillet. Well, say nobody likes Quina Lillet. You know what I mean? People are not turning to Lillet as a bitter drink. I actually think it tastes very similar to the first one we drank, the Dutch one. But good barmen tell me that the Sacred Extra Dry makes a really good Vesper. And because it's so bitter, it compensates for the lack of quinine in the Lillet. So if you're going to make a vermouth, if you're going to make a Vesper, use that one. I don't know whether you want to try a mixer with that one. I would suggest tonic water if you're going to use it with a mixer. But I think
like it
it's
as it
nice
is.
on its own with a nice cube.
Yeah, I'm quite happy drinking that. Oh, I
Yeah.
have a bit of ice in mine though, please.
Yep.
There's a big ice cube now. Oh, I don't think it was.
I'm torn which of the three sacred vermouths I think is the nicest. I'm kind of thinking it's probably that one, but it might not be.
That's definitely my favourite. 100%.
We've not tried all of them yet?
It's nice, but it's not.
Oh, so far. Yeah.
No, same one.
It's nice, but it's not of the three. I think I like the first one.
Yeah, that's not the sacred ones.
We only have two of these, haven't we?
Yeah. I'm about to pour the third.
Well, that's nice chilled.
We
We should put it in the fridge before, actually, shouldn't we? It's really nice on the ice. Ooh. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm just having a swig of water there. Okay. So your bottle number 4 that you've got is the sweet red from
English spice.
Sacred. So they refer to it as English spiced.
That sounds good.
Just do some transferring.
Is that not the same as this one?
Yeah.
Do you want to put it in there?
No, it's okay.
Mine's straight.
So that's your colour of this one. It's a deep red colour. Garnet, perhaps, going on tawny. Wonderful smell on that.
I'm going to pour it. How much can I have? Everything. The whole thing.
What are you smelling?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah. That smells like a vermouth rossi. That's how I say it in my head.
That's a vermouthy smell, isn't it?
That smells a little bit cherries, maybe like black cherries or something. And again, I get orange in this one again, but lots of it, like loads of it.
Yeah.
I'm getting herbs. I'm getting.
Looking at the back, they've thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at this one.
I kind of want to say, I don't know if I'm right in the herb. I think it's sage.
Sage. That would work.
Sage isn't mentioned.
But it's
They have got,
sort of herby.
yeah. Wormwood and thyme
Times
are the herb ingredients that are listed. I'm no fool. Everybody puts more in than they draw attention to on the label, because you've got to keep your recipes secret, haven't you? That's kind of commercial. So what they mention on the label is wormwood and thyme combined with stone fruits. So that's your cherries, Matt. It might be cherries, it might be others. Citrus peels.
Yeah, definitely get that.
Yeah. Cinnamon, vanilla, and clove. So it's a proper full-on. It's a full-bodied vermouth. It's got you've got to have plenty in there with something with that body.
Oh, those I can get the clove and get the cinnamon now. You mentioned it, but that's what I was picking up on.
I think the Fernet Branca smell you can smell. There is a definite Fernet Branca smell in that, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I think that's a mixture of the spices with the wormwood.
That's really nice. Lovely.
Okay, so has one of you got enough room in the glass to add a mixer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay. Where's your bottle of Jack?
Yes. I knew this was coming.
Can you do that with yours? I'm really enjoying
I would.
it.
Now you want 2 parts Jack to 1 part vermouth.
Okay.
I'm guessing with that glass, you want more or less all of that bottle.
But I'm gonna taste and add to taste. Oh yes.
We've got Jack Daniels.
We know Jack Daniels. Yeah, I've got a bottle of vermouth in the cupboard.
I don't like Jack Daniels.
Oh, come on, keep going. You want more than that?
All right,
That's half
it's nice.
and half.
That's good. If any more, the Jack will overtake, I think.
Well,
Oh, that's really good.
So you're looking at a Manhattan there.
Oh yeah. No.
My favourite.
Classically a Manhattan, 2 parts bourbon, 1 part vermouth. Now, if you go back into Manhattan history, it also originally had a splash of maraschino in there, which I do love to pour in. And I think with this vermouth, a nice rounded sweet bourbon, this vermouth, and just that touch of black cherry on the nose from the maraschino is delicious.
Yeah. Love that.
I'm very happy with mine.
Maybe a bit of gentian lurking somewhere in there that they don't mention on the label. I don't know. It's delicious anyway.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just the right level of bitterness, I think.
Yeah, it's really. I feel like I could drink that all of Christmas Day, like the whole day.
Is that a hint?
No, I'm just thinking ahead to the fun times we've got.
Okay, so you've had 3 vermouths from London and 1 from Amsterdam. Which was your favourite, Kate?
I think this last one,
Yeah.
or the first one. I think I'm not sure.
that's where
Maybe
I'm-
this last one, number 4.
Can't decide between
Okay,
those two.
so Kate's favourite just is the English spiced. Matt?
Mhm.
It's a combination. It's either 3 or 4, but 4 is like things I've had before, whereas 3 was a bit unusual for me. So I'm going to say 3.
Okay, so that was the English amber vermouth. Graham?
Well, I'm a bit sort of on the same page as Kate, really. I can't quite decide between that one and the first one. But of course, they're quite different. So I'm going to stick my neck out and say the first one.
Okay, so you finally come off the fence, or the North Sea ferry, whichever way we look at it. So Graham's gone for the Dutch one, and I love them all. I really can't decide. I think it would be nice and symmetrical if I said the English, the extra dry. But my problem with the extra dry is it's at its best with a mixer.
Yeah.
So the best one to drink on its own, possibly the amber one. But there you go. 4 different vermouths, 4 different flavours. Sacred, all of their products are available online on their online shop. Longitude Amsterdam, the moment you need to go to Amsterdam for it. But Simon is working on getting himself distribution across Europe. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed yourself watching. I hope Matt and Kate, you've enjoyed yourselves. And I'll see you again soon.